Alright, so this is the remedy behind and purpose of reserving your rights within every contract that you sign. The making of a valid reservation of rights provides whatever rights the person possesses at any time and prevents the loss of such rights by application of the concepts of waiver or estoppel. Now, it is important to remember that when we go to court, that we are in a commercial international jurisdiction. So if we go into a court and say, I demand my constitutional rights, and the judge most likely says that if you mention that constitution again, I'll hold you in contempt of court. And we ask ourselves, like, how the hell did he do that? How can he do that? How can he deny me my constitutional rights? What's goody? What up? What up? What up? What up? I have rights. I have my constitutional rights. We always crying about constitutional rights. Not knowing we didn't reserve any of that. So, hasn't he sworn to uphold the Constitution? The rule is this: you cannot be charged under one jurisdiction and defend up under another. For example, if the French government came to you and asked you where you filed your French income tax for a certain year, you'll look at it and be like, I'm not a Frenchman. What are you talking about? That don't apply to me. That's the same way. That's the same rules that apply to that. So the law doesn't apply to me. I'm not a Frenchman, period. Now, UCC 1-308 goes to say, when a waivable right or claim is evolved, the failure to make a reservation therefore causes a loss of the right and bars the assertion of at a later date. So that means that if you didn't reserve your rights initially inside of that contract before you went into that particular contract, that means you just waived your rights within that contract. So that means even though there is remedies and ways around, reestablishing rights, re-reserving rights, or removing liability on a per contract basis, but if you go into a contract or went into a contract without reserving your rights, you just made things 10 times harder for yourself. So we need to stop contradicting ourselves, playing these half-ass secure party creditor games. You either in or out, and the basics of it is understanding the basic laws of contracts. Reserve your rights to the contracts. We say this over and over again, but people still be confused and be like, what did you say, UCC 312, or what if I use UCC 1-207? UCC 1-207 is the previous code that was used as a reservation of rights. That was changed and updated. So I don't understand when you give a person a direct how-to and something as simple as a few letters and a few numbers, a person doesn't know how to stick to that because it's too simple for an adult mind to comprehend. Without prejudice. So when you use without prejudice, UCC 1-308 in connection with your signature, you are saying that I reserve my rights not to compel, to perform up under any contract or commercial agreement that I did not enter knowingly, voluntarily, or intentionally, and I do not accept the liability of any compelled benefit or any unrevealed contract or commercial agreement. Now, what is a compelled performance of an unrevealed contract agreement? When you use a Federal Reserve note instead of a silver dollar, is it voluntary? No, it's not voluntary. There's no lawful money, so you have to use Federal Reserve notes. Therefore, since we have to use Federal Reserve notes, there has to be a remedy, and the remedy to reserve our rights within the use of these notes and in conjunction with these contracts is by reserving our rights up under the Uniform Commercial Code using the code UCC 1-308 without prejudice. It's not even necessary to even add without prejudice. Now, if you understand this, you will be able to explain it to the judge when he asks, and he will ask you, so be prepared to explain this statement in court. You will also need to understand UCC 1-103, which is argument and recourse. If you want to understand this fully, go to the law library and photocopy section. We don't get into that. Now, so argument and recourse, and then we have recourse where it appears at UCC 1-103.6. Now, going into recourse, that's when you're going deeper into a defense, but we're not going as deep into defense because we already understand the importance of reserving our rights to begin with, which remove the liability of the contract to begin with. Then from there, all we have to do is do a conditional acceptance and show to demand proof of claim or to prove the validity of the contract, which backs them against the wall every time. Now, another important thing we got to start utilizing: the utilization of notaries. We got to understand what a notary is. A notary is the first officer of the court. We have to utilize the power of the notary. Why are we not utilizing notary? Meaning that we need to start getting more of our friends, our boyfriends, girlfriends, mamas, aunties. We need to have them make them get their notary, so that we can have an in-house notary to start doing notary presentments, and notaries of dishonor, conditional acceptances, the whole 9 yards. Now that's like having a court administrator right there in our in our front pocket. Also, we need to understand how to get our notary. For those that's American nationals, y'all should understand we're not using our driver's license or social security number. So that means you have a notary that's damn near on stealth mode. International. They ask for a social security number, give them a 9-digit number. Give me your 98 number. They ask for a driver's license, give me international driving permit number. So now you got a notary. You got a notary to become the first officer of the court, to be an administrator of the court, right there in your front pocket. But we ain't taking advantage of this stuff. For one, it's gonna save us a lot of money. Cause some states charging all the way to $10 per notary signature. Stop waiting until we get deep into debt to start understanding proper administrative procedures. Prepare yourselves first. Stop waiting till you fall deep into a ditch and deep into a grave to start trying to dig yourself out and trying to hurry up. Now you gotta hurry up and try to figure this out. So now you're not putting yourself in a proper position or situation where you can really get yourself out of. And then you ask people for help, but you didn't wait until the last damn minute. Now you're not even allowing people the opportunity to help you. You say, they won't let you become a notary if you have a criminal record. Yeah, there's stipulations to it, but this the thing. If you're not, you got to understand where's that criminal record tied to when they ask you that? Or what are they using to determine if a person has a criminal record? Last time I checked, it was a social security number. Last time I checked, it was the driver's license. So if I just said, don't use the driver's license, use the international driving permit, and don't use the social security number, use your 98 trust number, what are they tying it to? May the church say amen. You gotta get it from a reliable source. Amen, amen. Amen, amen. Remember, all they looking for is a 9-digit number. So give it to them. Everything is about a number. For those that need help getting 98 numbers, y'all know how to reach me. For those need help getting international driving permits, y'all know how to reach me. I'm not hard to access. So that's it, man. We gotta start. If they want a 9-digit number, give it to them. But don't give them a 9. Don't keep giving out that 9-digit number that they own and they control. Because the use of that number comes with privileges that also comes with liabilities. Right? So with liabilities comes penalties in which you are liable for. It's easier to destroy a number and create a new number as opposed to destroying yourself and recreating yourself. Quit playing. You know how to reach me, girl. That's it. So we gotta stop thinking, we gotta stop overthinking this stuff and realize this stuff is not rocket science. We already have all the tools accessible to us. We just have to take advantage of these resources and these tools, and just take advantage of them and leverage them for our best interests. Is it possible to assign a 9-digit number to an automobile? Okay, you got to ask yourself. Can you go to a dealership and buy? Can you purchase a vehicle for your business? That answer would be yes, because we all know somebody that has a vehicle that has a business vehicle. Yes, if you can purchase a vehicle for your business, so you can ask yourself again. So what are they using to purchase a vehicle? How are they purchasing a vehicle for their business? The only difference between purchasing a vehicle for an individual person as opposed to a corporation is the number that they use. So the person uses the social security number. The business used an EIN number in conjunction with articles of incorporation, business bank statements, etc., etc. Same deal, EIN number. Now, what type of EIN number? That's yet to be determined. That's up to you. Depends on how much protection that you wish to have. So if you're trying to use 508, he's speaking of American national terms now. Talk about 508s. People don't know about them 508s. Yeah, so you already know with the 508s, we still running with we running with the 98s all day, every day. You already know. 98 everything. Remember, the 98 is the master. You see what I mean? The 98 is the new slave master that's controlled by the flesh and blood man and woman. So we create the 98 master, John Doe Trust, and we use John Doe Trust to go to your state's Secretary of State website, the section for incorporations, and if you want to create a LLC, S corp, or partnership, you use the 98 number when they ask you who's the responsible agent. So now, because they always trying to tie the straw man back to the corporation. So if the corporation falls in the default, they can try to come back for the natural person, which is tied to the social. But we go in there and add add the 98 trust as the registered party. And I'm sorry, we're not even using 98 trust if we do that, because before we do that, we're going to use the 98 to go in there and create a simple trust. So we got a master trust, and then we have a basic trust, which is going to be either 82 or 83 number now. So we use that number, and we go right back around and create a new trust number, a simple trust. See, so the master trust is going to operate as like a holding trust. as like the asset protector. He's the shield. He's the guard. He's the person. He's the safe house. You see what I mean? That we use to transfer the individual properties into. So we use we use him to create the new straw man or the new person that's gonna operate in commerce or in business. So we're gonna use him to create the 82 or 83 number, and use the 82 or 83 number as the registered agent of the LLC, the S corp, or the partnership. You see what I mean? So now that's creating a triangle effect. So everything is in threes when you're dealing in commerce, right? So now we have three individual entities that's in front of the flesh and blood man and woman, which means that it's damn near impossible that anybody can ever break through them bars to actually access the flesh and blood man and woman to hold liable for penalties or anything, right? So from there, once we get that 82, 83 or whatever like that, create that partnership, the LLC, then we go over to Duns and Bradstreet. Let's go get another 9-digit number to build business credit, in which we're using one of our trust numbers to obtain. It's the matrix. Understand what the matrix is. It's full of 9-digit numbers. That's it. But once you start being the establisher of these and the creator of these 9-digit numbers, you also got to understand the science of management of people and entities, like the slave master is. The slave master is slave master because he understands the science on how to master slaves, right? So in order to be the master over ourselves in our own private trust and estates, we have to understand the psychology of the slave master. To know thy enemy is to know thyself, right? That's the art of war. That's the art of war. So we got to apply the art of war to our day-to-day lives as far as operating in commerce and operating in the private. And keeping those things separate. Remember, we can set up whatever entities that we need. Yeah, we got to get the Duns and Bradstreet because the big money is in the business credit. So we want to get that Duns and Bradstreet number popping. And the good thing about that, we get inside the Duns and Bradstreet portal, you can self-post and self-publish your monthly payments to your lenders, to your vendors, which means you could damn near, in essence, create your own credit profiles. Hold on. Yeah, we need to get all these numbers on a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet and really start mapping out a strategy. We got to start mapping out a strategy because it's easier said than done when you're dealing and creating all these different variations of entities and stuff like that, because we so used to operating a certain way up under this one 9-digit number. So we have to start really mapping things out and putting it on paper so we can actually see a visual of it, so we won't mix and match, because these things need to be kept separately and managed separately. That's pretty much the game. So now once we get all that situated, we start having fun. Creating our own trade lines, writing promise, lending ourselves credit from one entity to the next, lending yourself credit because you created your own financial institution. You created your own lending company. So you write, so remember, everything is contracts anyway. So you making contracts between yourself and your agencies. Creating paper trails. Nothing but paper and contracts. That's how we gotta do it. That's the name of the game. It's all paperwork. Yep. Yep. Own nothing, control everything. Ownership comes with liability. If you talk to any rich man, he'll tell you don't own a goddamn thing. Everything is in my trust. Everything is in my trust. My trust owns everything. See, ignorant people that think they got money, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I own this, I own this, I own that. I own this, I own that, I own me a couple. You don't own nothing, because if you owned it, you would never be able to be put in a situation where somebody can take it. If you own that, can't nobody come take it, right? Period. So do you really own it, or you just holding it? Which one? Let's be real. Let's be real. So that's my thing. We gotta start dipping and dabbing in these contracts. If you need $25,000 line of credit, create you a financial lending company and write yourself a $25,000 line of credit, and go to the county and file that shit. Go on your UCC and file that shit between your trust agency and your commercial entity, whoever's playing the role. Whether it could be a social, it could be a straw man, whoever you want to play that role. Whether it's your CPN, you know. See, nigga rolls out here that's messing with CPNs don't really know how to work CPNs. Most niggas get a CPN, buy a car, and trash it. You gotta be a complete idiot to get a CPN to trash a complete credit profile for a car. You gotta be a complete moron. You just need to go shoot yourself. That's like having an opportunity to be born again. Financially. That's why you can't give certain niggas certain sauce, because they're gonna use and abuse it. They're not gonna take it and perfect it and make it something that's indisputable, unbreakable. We're supposed to perfect processes, not abuse them. That's why so much shit that used to work don't work no more. Niggas lazy. Niggas lazy and thirsty. Had audacity to be thirsty. Absolute. I dare you to be thirsty. Shame on you. The audacity. You purposely fucked your life up, your whole life, and now you want a quick fix. You don't want to do the work. You don't want to do the leg work. You don't want to do the homework, but you want all this shit to work. But you frustrated because you don't understand why it don't work for you. It don't work for you because you don't understand that this shit is beyond physical. It's beyond commercials, beyond contractual. It's beyond all this shit. Those are just the basics. We become who we truly need to be once we reach a certain level mentally and spiritually, that's how certain shit start disappearing. That's how certain shit start going your way. That's how you able to start manifesting what you really want in life, who you want to be in life. But they ain't trying to hear it. That's okay. That's why only a few people gonna get it, gonna reach certain levels of success. It's only gonna be a chosen few. Finna tap out. Any more questions? I'm finna end this live. Hey, Joseph, those some good questions, bro. Good questions. I like when people ask me questions that make sense, or just logical questions or whatever. So I encourage everybody to Abby says how to layer EINs for banking. Okay, so if we're talking about establishing a foundation for banking purposes, which is still business, a form of business management and accounting. So we know, so we have a start point and we know we have an end point. So all we need to do is fill in the gaps in the middle. So basically, we know initially it's starting from a number, a 9-digit number, and it's going to end at a financial institution, at a bank, because we're trying to do banking. So remember, the master number is the 98 number. Once we establish the 98 number, we're going to go and create another number the regular way, without calling in the way we got to do to get the 98. We're going to do it the regular number, except we're going to come in as the foreign entity, as the U.S. citizen. We're coming in as the foreign national. We're coming in as the foreign national to create the basic trust. Now, from the basic trust, and we get access to what type of bank account are we going to open? Are we going to open a business trust? Business trust account, a regular trust account, or just a regular corporate account? I recommend a business trust account, but it really don't matter in essence, because the great thing about establishing the corporations with your 98 number with your 82 number that was created with the trust, with the 98 trust, is the fact that whatever else you create outside of that is still technically gonna be in a trust. You know what I'm saying? So whether it's an LLC or S corp, it's still ultimately gonna be controlled by the trust. Now, if we want to add another layer in there, that's in conjunction with the CPN, we can do that, and we can do that while we're creating a partnership. So instead of going in there, so when we create the partnership, we add the registered agent, or one of the registered agents can be the CPN person. Yeah. Corporations donate. I don't know about donating their taxes per se. I think I know what you're asking though. It's okay. Corporations